That's just what it's going to be. Great. We're ready. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the podcast. My guest today is WhattheIsh.
Also, can call me Ish, so it works too.
Just Ish? Okay, great.
Ish is good. Ish is plenty. That's how I introduce myself to white people. They always get my full name, and then they like, and I'll just be like, Ish is plenty. And then they're like, no. Well, let me rewind. I'll say my name, which is not on the internet for legal purposes. And they'll be like, just watch, see like panic wash over their faces because it's like sounds they don't know. And I'm like, don't worry, Ish is plenty.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
my name gets fucked up by regular English speakers.
I mean, I thought your name was Brendan for like the first 2 years I knew you.
Yeah, nobody gets it right. I got Breedlin this past week, and I was like, who the fuck got that? So I don't know. My name is confusing for white people, black people, everybody, actually.
I mean, the spelling is confusing, but I feel like in casual conversation, you can get close enough. Like, I don't think you knew that I didn't know what your correct name was for the first while. I thought it was Brendan for a second, and then I thought it was Brennan. I was like, okay, that's confusing. The first time I saw your name in writing, and I was like, I mean, I got close. People didn't know, but like Bryden is fucking wild.
It's fucking wild, yeah. Okay, so we have so much to unpack,
including why your microphone's so close to your face.
Yes. I'm just comfortable that way.
No, I love that for you.
Yeah. I don't like when you say that.
No, I mean it genuinely. People think I'm being a bitch, but I genuinely mean I love that for you.
But it's a bitch statement to make, though. Like, I love that for you. It's not me.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't love that. I have boobs. That would be a miserable experience. But I love that for you. I love that you're happy.
It's on my belly.
Yeah. So for you, I love it.
Okay, thanks. Anyway.
I have really bad ADHD, so this is like a good preview. No, this is a good. That's why when you were like, let's have 3 topics, I was like, that's bold because one topic turns into 57 topics. So we will be covering the full gambit of reality at the moment.
Okay, first of all, a lot has happened in the world since I saw you last at whatever show that we did.
Oh, right.
Was it Pasadena?
I have no concept of geography. I think it was like Mid-City.
Mid-City, okay.
There was that Harriet Tubman place. Yep, yeah. Harriet Tubman Center for Social Justice.
Yep. And we, just because I know you are SJW light, at least.
I mean, I think SJW is an insulting term created by the right. But
sure. But
I could say I'm an activist. I care about people.
Sure. I am a humanist. I am socialist, democratic socialist.
I'm an egalitarian.
Yeah. But again, fitting myself in any political ideology, it's just like, yeah, leftist.
Yeah,
right?
leftist.
But
people should have rights.
People should be
clothed, homed, fed.
I feel like that should be like centered. If we're talking about like directions, like human rights should be centered, and then like the lack of rights should be on the right, and
there's no such thing as an excess of rights. Like the only position should be everyone is deserving of food, housing, and healthcare.
It is weird that it's even put into a binary like that, because like, if somebody considers themselves right wing, they're technically like anti-human.
Correct. Well, they're a capitalist, which is inherently anti-human, or they're racist,
right?
Or they're a brainwashed evangelical Christian which is essentially a death cult, which wants society to get as bad as possible, so Jesus will come back.
Now, I've been trying to unpack the layers of discourse that are happening, because I think everything is a psyop now.
I mean, yes.
But without trying to feel like I'm feeding into it by picking a side, right? And I'm not saying no sides, right wing, blah, 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 blah. I don't agree with anything in the manosphere, anything like that. What I do wonder, though, is if everything is on purpose all the time. Like the outrage is on purpose all the time, even if we are witnessing something that's truly horrific, being shown it on purpose.
Right.
Because when I don't look at my phone, my day is fine.
Beautiful.
I have a beautiful life.
Right.
The fucking ice cream truck. I forgot to factor that in.
Oh my God. I didn't know they did ice cream trucks anymore.
It's sketch, but like.
I was going to say, I thought they kidnapped too many people, so they stopped doing it.
I mean, not enough, but like.
What?
No, they didn't. I don't know. I just forgot that it's coming to the neighborhood. I mean, if he was kidnapping people, like the street would be empty because he's here every other day.
Maybe he's really bad at his job.
Come back.
Or he's very selective. He could be very selective.
Right. Imagine he just gets out of his truck. He's trying to chase the children around. All right.
Yeah. Or he's like fashion brands where they like age with their clientele. So he's just like, I really dug like millennial children, but now they're getting older and like smarter.
Yeah.
And so he can't get millennials anymore. Because
Mhm.
kidnapping a Gen Alpha sounds like a fucking nightmare.
It would be. Teaching those kids is the worst. Actually, it's kind of fun because I don't give a fuck. But like, if I did give a fuck,
Like if you cared about the future of society, it would be a nightmare. But we're running out of water in 13 years
We're
because of
done.
AI. But we'll get that
They're
to that
done.
at the end.
They're done. They won't even make it into their 20s. Like it's insane.
Wow, this motherfucker! I thought he was just driving by. He is like
No, he's ghostwriting the whip literally.
it's like a mariachi band.
He is gonna be here for the next 10 minutes. We're gonna just power through. We're gonna power through.
Should we can take a break.
No, because if I have to restart the goddamn stream, we're gonna have to go through this all over again.
I mean, I got time. It's whatever brings you peace.
Well,
I like how you were like, when I'm not on my phone, my day is so peaceful. And then the fucking ice cream cone talks, and you're like, I'm going to end my life.
No,
actually.
no, it's fine. It's fine. It is maddening, but it's gonna be fine. So thinking about all these psyops.
Sorry, it's just so funny. It's like genuinely so absurd.
Yes. Yeah, but we'll just keep talking. I don't care.
I mean, we can just talk about this. What's going on? Keep it real.
No, just the ice cream truck. He provides a service, I think, to society. You know what it's kind of like? See that part fucking
Which one?
no, when the song breaks halfway through and then it restarts.
You mean when the song's over and it starts again?
Yeah, but it doesn't finish. It just and then it goes back.
No, they finished and then it started over. That was the end of it.
Just wait.
Did you know this is a racist song?
Yes, it is.
I found that out. Okay, so how everything's a psyop now. Everything is all like, or no, rewind. How everything is racist, like the fucking ice cream truck song being about black people.
Well, that's
now everything's a psyop, but they are
one
1-1.
I'm not sure about that. Was Turkey in the Straw? I'm not sure about Pop Goes the Weasel.
Turkey in the Straw is the racist one, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Pop Goes the Weasel, I'm not sure.
Jews? I don't know.
Yes. Can we say Jews? I don't know if we can say Jews.
What Jewish people? That's the word. That's like when people like in the Midwest will whisper black because they're not sure if it's offensive or not. Like black. Jewish people. I mean, you know what? They're committing. Well, no, I was gonna say they're committing a genocide, but Zionists are different than Jewish people.
Zionists are committing.
But according to Israel, all Jews are Zionists. So you really got to pick a lane. I mean, and all of the lanes are losing lanes. That's the end of the podcast. All of the lanes are losing lanes.
So the psyops that have been happening under Jeffrey Epstein
and Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon's an integral part of it.
Tell me because I'm pretty sure we're on the same page with the specific ones, but maybe ones that are in my blind spot. What psyops of the modern day were structured by Jeffrey Epstein?
Okay, so first we have to rewind a little bit to address your point, because that's my ADHD works, is like how the release of the files itself is a psyop. Like, okay, hold on. I need to take a breath because I have so much information and I need to say it in a linear fashion, which is very difficult for me because my brain ping pongs everywhere by design. So I used to be a lawyer. And if you listen to any of the lawyers on the internet right now, they'll all agree that like the way this document dump was done in itself is designed to fuck up our brains. Like if you release files like this in a court case, you would be sanctioned to hell and back.
Contempt, everything.
Because they are unorganized, they are not tagged, it is not linear, and it's so many files that it's difficult to review in no logical order. And then on top of that, it's like you do a document dump, like you flood people with what looks like information to make it look like it's a responsive production. But it's a lot of nothing. A lot of those emails, but they can be like, well, we released 3 million pages. And I'm like, yeah, but how many files, right? Like how many individual
3 million.
Was it 3 million files or 3 million? Because I've heard 3 million pages.
3 million pages. So those must have been broken down into.
Well, no, because some files are like 54 pages long.
Sure.
So it's like, how many actual files are there, right? And then the redactions of it to redact the name of all of the important people that we're trying to find out who they are. Like literally one where it's like a web of people involved in the network and their faces are blacked out. but then they're leaving unredacted photos of really bad things so that people are traumatized when they're going through the files. None of it's labeled. So you're going through and you don't know what kind of horrors are being revealed, and then leaving the names of the victims unredacted. So now those women are being a targeted attack. By the way, people are like, why didn't they come forward? Because a lot of them got murdered.
Shot in the back of the head. Fucked up.
Like,
Fucked
so,
up.
and like are still and are now being doxxed by the very people who are demanding the release of the files, which will circle back to QAnon because that's a psyop. Which relates back to Epstein and Bannon. But like,
so it started on Project what the fuck was it called? Stormfront. Have you ever heard that? The white supremacist website.
I don't know what that is.
So Stormfront used to be like what 4chan was, or still is.
And how is 4chan still running? Also,
because that's a psyop.
Like they shut down Tumblr, but they're gonna keep 4chan.
I was a bro, whatever the fuck it was called, going on random. In 2011, I think that's when I like uncovered a lot of like the alien shit. When I was watching alien shit, national disaster videos, or like climate disaster videos, and then uncovering documents about the New World Order from rents.com.
And like that in itself is gonna fuck up anybody's brain. I like ingesting that much like horror porn and then also not being able to determine what of it is real and what of it is not.
It kind of is like you put it to the side. Like I remember seeing those extra interdimensional beings, those balls of light. Remember those videos?
No.
So there were balls of light that used to travel all over the world. And they would have these like weird moments, like in different countries, where you would see, it wasn't AI, this was before AI, but like,
I mean, not before Photoshop though.
No,
or video editing.
Very different, because you would see the behavior of the balls of light in the sky, and it would just not, it was very childlike, it was very different, and you could just kind of sense something non-human about them.
Okay.
And on top of that, there was no reaction from the government. There was no kind of response from any of it. A lot of this stuff was actually posted on World Star Hip Hop.
Dude, World Star, RIP. Is World Star still around?
The guy died.
I know, but no one took it over? You didn't have a will?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it probably still exists, but it's definitely not as relevant as it used to be.
Yeah. I mean, World Star always existed in its own corner of the internet.
But it always kind of functioned as a way for
people to watch street fights.
Yeah, black entertainment was street fights and music videos and entertainment related news. Okay. Anyway, so Epstein.
Okay, so Epstein. So what were we saying? You were talking about some website, random thing, balls of light, whatever. Okay, so where was I going with this? Okay, so the way the document dump in itself is a psyop, because it makes you think that they're releasing information and they're putting out, they're like dropping in horrific shit and they're making us put the pieces together. And the amount of like mental fatigue that you're going to get from getting these little pieces. And it's just enough horror to make you think they're telling the truth. But it's also like, if they're redacting that, like, there's so much worse in the files. And we can talk about Sasha Riley in a minute, but like, I want to stay out of the realm of like the sex crimes, because putting those out there for people, one, is traumatizing in and of itself and is truly paralytic. Like, I was in a fog for the last 2 months and my therapist made me take a break from the internet because I was just ingesting the worst fucking shit you could ever imagine, and people saying it in such a casual way, like, LOL, love the torture of it, like, whatever. I don't want to get too much into it because it's not mentally good for us to be ingesting that stuff. So just trying to, you know, and also using the Steve Bannon tactic of flood the zone, putting in enough horrible stuff amongst largely worthless documents. So you're in a state of fatigue, and I'm sure it was strategically done, of like, you're in a state of absolute fatigue. All of your mental defenses are down, and then you're seeing the worst crap of your life. So there's that. And then also there's the element of like, people are so in the weeds about it, and it feels like so many files when you say 6 million files, but like when you are doing a document production legally, you're not talking about number of files. I mean, you talk about number of files, but always relative to gigabytes. Like when you ingest something into a production server, you talk about gigabytes. And like when you release the production of documents, you say X number of files, this many gigabytes. But when you only say 6 million, which we only have 3 million of, and they're all heavily redacted, and they're constantly taking ones down as they realize they pertain to Trump. And sorry, we weren't supposed to say his name because I'm not wasting time, but strike one. I'm doing my best. But the Channel 4, the British news website or news channel, is doing great work. If you're not sure what news to listen to right now, Channel 4 is doing great work. And all of the US institutions for news are worthless at this point.
Horrible.
They're all owned by the same 6 horrible people who
Horrible.
all tie back to this administration. Even The Economist, my friend I have a friend who's smart, but like loves The Economist. I'm like, The Economist went to garbage 5 years ago. Why are
It's
we
not
still
even
reading The
relevant.
Economist?
All this stuff is completely new.
But it had an article that like how the administration is saying that like affordability is a Democratic hoax. Like they were saying that like it's like the ignore your eyes and ears thing, where they were basically saying, yeah, like the affordability crisis isn't real.
It's all lies.
Anyways, so like I said, this is going to be a little all over the place because there's just it implicates so many things. So it's like it's hard to talk about. But so they released the files. Oh, so Channel 4 did some really good investigative journalism, which apparently does still exist just outside the US. And they were watching videos and like reading old articles because a lot of the information that's coming out of the files right now is stuff that came out in like 2019. Like a lot of the stuff we're seeing right now is not new. A lot, like when Ro Khanna released the name of 6 people, which like 4 of them were wrong, and then one was Les Wexner, and it's like, thank you so much. Netflix was actually on that in 2016.
They told us so long ago,
and people are acting like it's new news. And then meanwhile, I just went through people's TikToks and Instagrams and read mostly old articles and got a list of 56 names. I posted that on, but anyways, that doesn't matter. So.
Where was like the diplomat from Mongolia or something like that? Like there's so many people in
fucking Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett, I saw that.
Like just everybody. The guy who is the chairman of the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics.
Casey Wasserman.
Yes. Who else was crazy on there? Fidel Castro was in the files. He invited Epstein to Cuba in 2003.
That's kind of heartbreaking.
Fidel Castro was horrible to women and children.
Okay. Well,
right. Like you could, and people are like, oh my God, Fidel Castro wouldn't do that because they like idolize him because communism. But Fidel Castro was a bad person objectively. Like human, bad.
It feels like if any power,
like not to men, but to women and children.
Well, I feel like power in general is bad.
Absolute power corrupts.
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter which side you hate. They're both bad.
Right. Because they're all playing to win. Like you don't, anyways. Okay. So releasing the files. Oh, so Channel 4 News. We got back to it. We found our way back. They did some great journalism and they found that it is likely. So we have 300 gigabytes. Okay. That is your iPhone storage.
Not mine. Mine's 64.
Okay, so like mine's like 128. So it's like right now we have like 2 iPhones worth of data.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a lot.
Over the 30 years of this enterprise, Channel 4 found that there is likely between 12 and 15 terabytes of Epstein files.
What, of like child porn?
I mean, emails, CSAM, videos of people on the island. Like we don't know what it could be, like blackmail photos. Because even if you look at like video footage around his house, he just has drawers filled with stacks of printed photos. Like it's
probably so gross, okay, so
it might not even like from what I've heard from the Sasha Riley stuff, like Epstein was not the worst of it seems like the 70s is when the really bad stuff was going on. And he who shall not be named, but that also feels disrespectful.
Okay, so to broaden this just a little bit,
right?
Because we can go through the in-depth everything. Sasha Riley's coming up.
Yeah. But I also don't want to spend too much time on that.
I had an ex who used to be a content moderator for Snapchat.
Oh no!
Right, so they had to look through all.
Was she a part of the DOJ investigation that was going down a couple years ago?
No. She just worked for Snapchat, but she had to like review videos. And like the shit she said she saw, she would like go home from work like crying.
Yeah.
Because it's such an overload of like natural humanity is disgusting. Outside of our immediate realms of our lives, like, I don't do any fucked up weird shit on my day-to-day basis, but I run into shit all the time, especially after hours and cocaine. But like it's you see some weird shit and you go, oh, that doesn't happen every day. But to see it every day for somebody is horrifying.
Yeah. And that's essentially what they're doing to us.
To us right now.
Yeah.
And again, the PSYOP is.
Oh yeah, we'll get in there in a second. Okay, yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah.
Okay. I just think human trafficking is so much bigger and common than we're giving it credit.
No, women
Uh,
have known this for a long time. The
Right.
Super Bowl is one of the largest human trafficking events in the United States annually.
Go on.
I mean, that's just a fact.
Human trafficking.
Human trafficking is, I'm like,
I
it's just
haven't,
like,
I haven't
it's
heard
crazy
this.
to
I haven't
watch
heard this.
men
Yeah.
catching up now. I'm like, you hear constantly about the horrible, I mean, women are constantly exposed to the horrible sex crimes happening to women every day. A woman is
Mhm.
sexually assaulted every 12 seconds.
Sure. But what about the Super Bowl?
I mean, it's just known to be a massive human trafficking event because there's so many rich people coming from all over the country, and it's just.
They hire a lot of hookers are getting hired. Just
I
explain to
mean,
me
let's
like
not like minimize it. I mean, I don't.
explain it to me like I'm 18.
It is. I mean, I don't. I would never speak to an 18-year-old boy.
Sure.
It just is. They traffic humans.
I don't want you to explain it to me like I'm 5. But
I
like,
mean,
okay.
I don't know how else to explain it. It is. I
They
don't
traffic humans, like the players,
like
or like rich people buy people.
Rich people, poor people. Like, not only rich people are engaging in human trafficking. Like,
Sure.
human trafficking rings. I have a friend who grew up in Texas, normal family. She was human trafficked, like by her babysitter, to a group of adults that lived in their neighborhood. Like, human trafficking happens every single day on small scales. The foster care system is the largest source of human of bodies for human trafficking. Like, it's so yeah, they have kids from either the foster care system that they bring into hotels and do whatever, or teenage girls or adult women, and they sell their bodies to people who pay for them, either to rich people or to poor people. Like, men are depraved.
Yes.
We were thinking of talking about deconstructing internalized misandry, but the problem is like women who are like quote unquote misandrous don't hate men as people. We hate them as an institution. And to the extent we hate them as people, it's the fact that like you, a quote unquote nice, good guy, is blatantly, well, because nice guy is actually like an insult. So I'm trying to like use it because anyone who's like, I'm a nice guy. I'm like, you've sexually assaulted at least one girl and said it was just fine. But just like the way you guys are blatantly unaware of what we've been screaming about for decades is crazy. Like the fact that everyone's like, we need a list. Oh my God, the Epstein files are actually bad. I'm like, if you just believe the women who have been talking about this for decades, we wouldn't be here right now. And like men just think women are being dramatic. Like I saw a Threads post that was like reposted on Instagram because that's the only way I ingest Threads. And a guy was like, wow, we owe all these quote radical feminists an apology because we really do live in a rape culture. And I'm like, so when the Me Too movement happened and we were saying, which was literally just saying a woman posted about being sexually assaulted and millions of women were like, yeah, me too. That also happened to me. And we're saying, and when I tell men, you don't know a single woman who hasn't been sexually assaulted and they don't believe me, it's crazy. And like, yeah, human trafficking is super common. Women are like, that's why women are scared to walk alone at night because we could get snatched. I've almost been snatched a couple of times. Women get raped all the time. Like, and I mean, people care now because it's children and it's rich people, but like, people are, I mean, I don't want to get too into this because again, I don't want to like feed into like the horrors and I don't want to get too specific, but like, people are trafficked by everyday people. You are most likely to get attacked or taken advantage of by people you know.
Yep.
And so it's not, people are interested because it's rich people and it's like this, like, I mean, the interesting thing is like the global implications, the geopolitics, the human design element of it, the like social manipulation of it. I can't remember the technical term. It keeps escaping me. I used it earlier, but like the human trafficking,
the daily occurrence of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's everywhere all the time.
It's happening right now. Figueroa.
I mean, again, I don't want to talk about it too much because it fucks me up. It's not healthy for any of us to be talking about it this much.
Okay.
So like the global implications, we can move away from like to the psyop element.
Yeah.
As a millennial, there is not a single element of our lives that has not in some way, shape, or form been touched by the Epstein files or the people involved in it.
You want to talk about like the mall?
I was literally just thinking that. So like, what is it? L Brands, owned by Lex Wexner, who was like one of the original funders of Epstein and to this day still is involved. He also has a lot of buildings named after him at Ohio State. And they had that big sexual abuse scandal with one, I want to say their basketball team, which Jim Jordan, who is now the head of the oversight committee, who was leading the hearing of Pam Bondi and was defending her the whole time, was directly involved in that, and is also accused by Sasha Riley of being involved in this
It's
entire
so
ring.
crazy.
It's so interconnected.
Mhm.
And so, like, it's so big, and because these people have all the money in the world, so they're not working jobs. So they spend it's like the Heritage Foundation. They spend 24 hours a day thinking about the most evil shit possible, which is why it's difficult to combat, because we have jobs and we have to have jobs to be able to have a place to live and to have health insurance, which is all by design, so that we don't have time to fight back against these things while the rich people just spend all day doing horrible shit, and then it just gets worse and there's nothing we can do about it.
Okay. Well, okay.
But the mall.
The mall.
The mall. So Lex Wexner owned Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret, Pink, Express, and Limited 2. Limited 2, I probably started shopping there when I was 8. It was like the go-to
I remember
brand. It was if you were cool in elementary school, you were shopping there. And then when in high school, you moved up to Pink, and like
that's when you noticed girls' butts.
Yeah, and they had like the sweatpants with like the writing on the butts.
Yep.
And like selling
Juicy.
lingerie and like lacy thongs to 12-year-olds, and body sprays that are called like Pure Seduction.
Yeah,
right?
We had boys, when that happened in late middle school, we were not ready to see our peers, girls, dressed like adult women. We were not ready for that. Right?
No.
And to think of all the sexual harassment that I was complicit in at the time.
Thank you for being big enough to admit that.
Yeah.
Growth.
Well, because it was a lot. It's like you just go. I watched a friend of mine, not friend, classmate, take his girlfriend's thong and rip it out from under her. As horrific. They were together too.
And so that's like all already from a young age conditioning women that you do not have bodily autonomy. That if you,
it was awful.
That even from the people that you care about,
Yep.
who claim to care about you, you will be humiliated sexually and taken advantage of and not respected. And that starts with all of us so young. And it's like, it is a form of societal grooming that we were all indoctrinated into when we were really young. And it's like the precursor to the red pill stuff of like from a young age, because we were hypersexualized by the pedophiles running the world.
And then all the
women became sex objects, and all the men learned to treat us as such.
Bitches and hoes. You got a lot of bitches, bro. It took a long time, and I'm still fighting this about trying to date multiple people at the same time. Like, it's awful.
Don't do it. I don't know. Find one girl you actually like instead of dating to fill your time, and then give that a real shot instead of living in the next best thing syndrome that permeates Los Angeles.
That's literally what I'm trapped in right now.
Yeah. All you have to do is make a choice. Here's the thing. I've had sex in 2 years.
Good.
And it's great. You know what I've done? Worked on my personality and my well-being and my friendships. And that's what I recommend every guy does, instead of making yourself broke by going out with girls who don't like you and you don't like them and you're all just lonely. And then as soon as a conflict pops up, you're like, oh, this other girl's nice and pretty too. So like, let me see what's over there and stop talking to her. And then you never learn interpersonal skills. And then you just do that on repeat until you die. So just like make better choices.
I don't know.
It's truly, my therapist always says, it might be hard, but it's still a choice. And you're tired and you can choose to take a nap.
You know what?
But that's a choice.
You know what though? Okay. Because I don't suffer from the male loneliness epidemic. I actually talk to too many people.
No one suffers from it. It's a choice.
It's a choice. But what I'm saying is, I love.
Also, the male loneliness epidemic is not just dating. It is way deeper than that, and it's also, it's much larger than that.
Okay, we can tackle this because I'm not experiencing it. But what I'm running into right now is like, I love short-term, 3 to 6 month situationship flings.
Because you're afraid of vulnerability.
No, I get annoyed.
Okay.
And then also, I've done multi-year relationships, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. I've done several of those, right?
Sure.
And from college on, basically I found myself doing the same thing of like, all right, so when are we going to meet the parents? All right, we met the parents. All right, we're going to move in together. We move in together. All right, we've been together. Let's get another place. Let's do this. I was married, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was married for 2 years. Absolute disaster. Figured out that I needed time to figure myself out. Did that for 2 years, 3 years.
Mhm.
Then I got together with a girl, then she cheated on me. So I got to experience what cheating felt like because I was always usually doing it. And then I got to experience it. And I
So
was
all
like,
these long relationships you were not faithful.
I was faithful for about 75% of them.
Okay.
So
Okay, so you were cheated on.
yeah. And then took a lot of time. And now kind of just on again, off again, just dating. And I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't really want anything commit because I don't want my schedule to change. I don't want to. I don't want to do
Sounds like
anything,
you don't want to be in a relationship and you shouldn't be dating.
but I'm good at it.
Okay. I'm good at being a lawyer. You don't see me still doing it.
Then people need to leave me alone.
Or you can, I don't know, get off the dating apps and exercise some self-restraint.
I don't actually. Okay, wait. This feels like an indictment.
I
I
mean,
feel like
yeah,
I
because
don't.
you're
I'm
like,
not on the
oh
dating apps. I'm
no.
not on the dating apps. I'm not on the dating apps.
Sorry, just like as an institution, I'm in my brain being like, don't attack Brennan because you are an individual, but it's also like I just hear this crap so often.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to be like open-minded. I'm like, you might have a different explanation. But in my head, like as you're saying stuff, I'm like, it better be at like when you're like, you took time after your divorce. And I was like, I swear to God, if he said 6 months, because like so many guys do bullshit like that. So it's very
So,
hard to have an open mind. And I'm
so
trying very hard to.
well,
But
I'd
so if
like
it sounds like an indictment, it's because it kind of is.
it
'Cause
is well because also I'm accepting too that I'm not speaking at from this as like this is the perfect choice or this is I speak because I did it,
yeah,
right? And
the way you're holding that microphone is crazy as fuck.
is it?
Yeah, and you keep rubbing the pop screen on the mic so that audio cannot be pleasant for anyone to listen to. That's why you're not supposed to touch a mic.
I know, but I just like sit and use like I
You should okay. I mean, have you listened to the audio back on these podcasts?
yeah,
It sounds fine.
it sounds fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's at like low enough and like I tweaked it, so it's like
Okay.
yeah.
Whatever. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Live your life. I'm a Virgo. It stresses me out.
I'm a Virgo too. That's why I'm like patient with all of this.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Go on.
Okay, so I know I've made so many mistakes,
Sure.
right? And I probably will make a lot more. But I feel like when I look at the dialogue and discourse online from what women can point out from men, right? And the horrible things that men have done. And I read all these things, right? And then I wonder why the women put themselves in those situations to begin with. Now, wait, because every relationship starts off as new. Everybody, I mean, how many times have you been in a relationship with a guy and you think he's great? You brag him to your friends, you know, they meet your family. I've been the great guy beginning of every relationship. And at the end of it, I'm a giant piece of shit,
Mhm.
right? And all the mistakes I made during the relationship are brought up, everything that I fucked up on, even the little things or whatever. And then all of that is tied into this narcissist behavior pattern, which I think is, you know, used pretty freely. And then I go, okay, if I can admit to my mistakes, work on my things, and be better for the next person, I never really make the same mistake twice.
Right.
You know, I don't have the same relationship every time.
Right.
But I also run into issues with the women that I date that I don't like, and they're not willing to change. And so when I get into that, and I realize that that woman is incapable of changing, I'm out.
Correct.
And then I'm a piece of shit for doing that.
Well, you described yourself as being stuck in a pattern of 3 to 6 month relationships because you get annoyed and you made it the way you presented it made
Mhm.
it seem like as soon as there's conflict, I'm out. But like 3 to 6 months is the marker of when it's like, if it's not going to be serious, is when you should end it. And it takes about 3 to 6 months for people, because like for the first 3 to 6 months, people are on their best behavior and then they start to reveal who they are. And I mean, you have to decide. I think the line becomes, are you running from conflict because you don't want to put in effort, which is a lot of men?
Mhm.
Or is it this actually just isn't working, and then you promptly leave. Because there are also guys who after 3 to 6 months decide they don't like a girl, but it's convenient and they like what they get from it, so they stay with her for a year and a half. Like, the
Sure.
number of guys I've been with who, like, probably stopped liking me around the 9-month mark, but, like, stopped having feelings for me, but loved hanging out with me
Yeah.
and stayed with me for too long, and it just, like, diminished my self-esteem because they would act like they liked me, but I could tell they didn't, and then I would get in my head and start changing is a lot, and I think that's, like, so the way you presented it gave that kind of guy vibe.
So
But if
it's
you're leaving at 3 to 6 months because it's like, "I actually don't feel the way I thought about you," then that's different.
But see, either way, it's still leaving. Either way, now having the conversation, I remember I dated this girl for 3 years, right? And the way you put that, like stopped having feelings for them, probably happened when we went and took a vacation to Yosemite. And I realized that they were just incapable of helping in a different situation than they were supposed to be, right? Like it didn't,
Mhm.
the way the relationship worked, it didn't work in every
Not
environment,
adaptable.
right? And when I saw that, I was like, "Geez, such a turn off." Not necessarily like camping or any of that shit, because I can do all that, but just like how the trip went didn't make me happy.
A
And
trip will make or break any relationship, including friendships.
sure. And then, but you're in a relationship with this person. I was probably the middle, like middle of year two.
Mhm.
And I stayed after that for a long time. And then we started breaking up. And I say we broke up throughout the year, right? Until it
Mhm.
was over. Because then I had to sit her down and I was like, look, I don't see this going any further than this.
Right.
Like, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
Because she would fight me about that point all the time,
About what point?
about staying together and working it out and trying to figure things out together.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, you say that, but then you don't change anything.
Right.
And
Which is
so
the experience most girls experience
the
what your experience.
right, like nothing's changing.
Right.
So how are you going to make this better when you haven't come up on
Right.
any of it, right? And I realized, after that point, and then the successive relationships that happened, because I got married after that relationship. So crazy. Now, if you talk to any of my exes, 50% of them would say that I'm still a really nice guy and it just didn't work out. And then
Okay.
another 50% would be like, he's a horrible human and a piece of shit.
Okay.
And I'd like to say that it takes two to create that reality. I wouldn't have been in such a screaming fit kind of thing if I wasn't pushed or you didn't come and attack me physically for me to have to defend myself. Like, I mean, I've been almost run over by a car, like toxic
See, that
shit.
makes me wonder, like, see, I can't decide either way
Mhm.
because I don't know enough about you. Because, like, when I hear that kind of stuff, like, a lot of times when I was dating and guys would say stuff like that about their exes, I'd be like, "Oh my god, that sounds awful." But then one day it clicked. I'm like, "Well, what did you do?" Because
Same.
women don't just go from being
That
awesome and you love them and she's so cool to one day being a fucking psycho wanting to run you over with her car without you having done something.
Sure. And the exact same thing goes for women. What did you do for him to be such a narcissistic piece of shit to you?
I mean, so I was in an abusive relationship with a clinical narcissist.
Mhm.
I truly had to leave it. I tried to break up with him and he said no.
Got
And
it.
then tortured me relentlessly,
See, that's
was
not okay.
brutally cruel. I didn't do anything to deserve that. So when you say stuff like that of like, you don't just go from like, what did the girl do? I did nothing. I
Okay.
was the only thing I did was not listen to my intuition when it said, get the fuck away from this man.
Got it.
And I was lonely and I was really empathetic and I was taken advantage of. And I was
Mhm.
nothing but kind to this person because the few times I stepped out of line, he fucking tortured me for it.
That's wild.
Okay. So, not physically, mentally, psychologically, emotionally. Okay. So, to say that it goes both ways, like it doesn't. And so, like, he would talk about his exes and just say the horrible stuff that they did. But then when I would ask him, well, the first time I asked him, he was talking about one ex who he was like, well, she wants nothing to do with me. And I was like, well, what did you do to her?
Mhm.
And his eyes went dark. And then he was just like, I didn't do anything. I was actually really good to her. Because in his mind, because a lot of men have this thing, a function of their egos is like they have to, the way patriarchy like conditions them is they have to be the good guy. They have to be the knight in shining armor, and they can't see themselves as like being the bad guy. So he's sort of, I mean, there are a lot of guys who are that way. You might not be, but there are a lot of guys who are that way, who cannot handle being the bad guy. It's why, like, when during breakups, they're like, can we stay friends? It's like, you don't want to be my fucking friend. You would be a shitty friend, but they don't want to feel like a bad guy. They don't want to feel like a piece of shit. So that's like why a lot of guys stay too long in relationships, is because they don't want the girl to think they're an asshole. But you're being a bigger fucking asshole by staying with somebody you don't care about. But like reactive abuse is a thing. Like when you're with an abusive person, eventually you fight back. And so you may have started that fight, but what has that man been doing to you psychologically to get you to that point?
Okay. So,
and again, I'm not saying you. I'm saying you need to see outside of yourself to know that, like, women are dealing with a lot of men who might not be the way you are.
Sure. But I can also say,
I'm just saying, I don't know enough about your relationships to speak specifically. So I think we could just kind of like need to move on, because you know your reality, but I don't know the situation.
Sure. And I'm not going to try to justify any of my behavior. It's just like finding out that middle ground of being like, I think two good people can be shitty to each other. I think two good people can turn into bad people over time.
Sure.
I don't think anything is static. I don't think either person, the mistakes that were made in each one, whether the person was too giving, the person took too much, the person wasn't who they said they were, happens on both sides.
Sure.
Right. And so again, I think generalizing, because obviously statistics and male to female homicide and relationship homicide, and is it called domesticide?
I don't know.
Okay. I understand those factors.
The fact that rape was legal if you were married.
Yeah.
For a long time.
And
probably still is in most states.
Probably still happening now. And the thing is, I'm an avoidant. Do you think ghosting is abusive?
I think we need to be, because we need to be really careful, because like there is toxic, there is manipulative, there is shitty, there is cruel, and then there's abusive. And I think we've reached a point where, like, just like how a few years ago, every girl had ADHD because it was like trendy, and every girl was suddenly autistic because it was trendy. There was a minute where being like calling men narcissists was trendy. And you can identify narcissistic behavior, but just because somebody gaslights you, that's manipulative, right? And if it becomes a pattern of abuse, then it is abusive, right? But like when somebody like identified because when I was with the narcissist, I didn't know until it was over. Like, because you can't see an abusive relationship when you're in it. You cannot see it for what it is. You just, otherwise, like, your brain can't handle holding both of those realities at once. And so when somebody said, yeah, I think this sounds kind of abusive, this sounds like he was kind of a narcissist, like, it took me months to like accept that, because I didn't want to be one of those, and like even talking about the truth of it, I didn't want people to think I was just like calling him a narcissist. Like, being self-absorbed and like kind of shitty doesn't make you an abusive narcissist, right? So I think the language gets thrown out there a lot. Do I think ghosting is acceptable behavior? Like, and that's another thing, because by calling certain things abusive, it makes it seem like the only way you can be held to account is if your behavior rises to a level of abuse. There are just rules of engagement, of being a kind person. I think ghosting is disrespectful and unkind. Is it abusive? No. Is it good behavior? Is it the behavior of a quality man or woman? No.
But like, okay, but see,
it's a cop out. It's disrespectful, and it doesn't mean you are a disrespectful person, but it's disrespectful behavior.
Okay, so
like if I had canceled on this podcast, right? You'd be like, that sucks, but I get it. If I just ghosted you, if we had this day scheduled, that'd be fucked up and shitty, and you would feel a type of way about me. That's disrespectful of your time. That's disrespectful of your energy. It's not a way you conduct yourself amongst friends or amongst business people.
No, but it's comedy, so I would understand.
but do you like, you're like, let's be so serious. That's shitty behavior. And so when a guy ghosts me, am I like, I feel abused? No. But is it fucking the way you should behave around people? Is it kind? No. And my standard for things is not like I've done a lot of work around this in therapy, is not like, is this so bad that I can justify leaving? Like I need to take an inventory of this person. It's like my needs aren't being met here. This person isn't kind, so I'm going to go elsewhere.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And like I think we've lowered the bar of society so low that it's like if somebody isn't cruel, they're okay. And people are like, "Well, I'm not cruel, so I'm a nice guy." I'm like, "Right, you're not cruel, but you're not kind. You're not thoughtful. You're not considerate. You're not like, taking care of the people around you, which is what humans are supposed to do. And
Mhm.
like what I expect of myself and the people around me." And so like I wouldn't ghost somebody, even if it's very difficult to have the conversation. Like the respectful thing to do is to say, like, there's a guy whose podcast I am ghosting right now, and I this morning was journaling about it because I told him no several times, and he kept like kind of being manipulative and like guilting me into doing it. And I kind of kept saying no. And I set a boundary, kind of kept crossing it. And I feel like in a position like unsafe. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to work with you. But
Mhm.
like, I've kind of been manipulated to where I'm like, well, is this the right thing to do? Like, would this be a valuable conversation for people? And it just feels yucky. And so, like, he texted me and he wants to reschedule. And I haven't responded because I feel like this person is not going to respect my no. And so I haven't responded because I just like am physically having a bodily reaction where like something in me doesn't feel safe and I want this conversation to be done and I know my word won't be respected and I like will not feel safe and I don't know that me saying no is the end of it. And that feels scary to me because it reminds me of things that have happened in my past that feel unsafe. And so
Mm.
but this morning I was journaling and I was like the intellectually, I finally came to the place of like, okay, if this feels this bad in your body, you don't have to do it. That's
No.
okay. And so I came to that point, but my body still doesn't feel safe until I say no and it's over. But like, I can't just like avoid this because that doesn't feel right to me. Even though this person has been disrespectful, even though this person has disrespected my boundaries, even though this person has made me feel unsafe and like my no isn't enough and what they want is more important than what I feel comfortable doing, I am still going to sit down tonight. It is on my to do list to respond to this person and to say, I appreciate you wanting to having me on. I really just don't think that this is the right fit for me. And then whatever conversation happens from that, it happens from that. But to just avoid the conversation
You
and ghost
wait.
it
Do you
is
think?
just it's not the way I like to conduct myself.
Okay, so wait, are you unemployed?
No. I
Okay,
mean, I'm not working a full-time job, but I'm not unemployed.
gotcha. Now, just saying, hey, this doesn't look like it's going to fit in my schedule. A bunch of things have come
I'm not
up.
gonna lie. I don't lie
Mm,
anymore. So I'm gonna be an honest adult and simply say, hey, I
Hey,
don't think this is a good fit for me.
hey, I'm feeling something. Yeah, you can't.
I mean, I could lie my ass off. I am a world-class fucking liar. And
Okay,
I decided
you're not
I
going to
don't
do it
want to
no
lie
more.
anymore.
Oh.
And I'm just going to be honest. And it's gone pretty well for me. And if he doesn't respect my no, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but
Uh-huh.
I will say, I'm sorry that you feel that way. My answer is still no. And people are allowed to have feelings. This is another thing I've worked on in therapy. People are allowed to have feelings about your behavior.
Sure.
That doesn't mean you shouldn't do what's best for you. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't say it out loud. Like, it doesn't mean it's like you can't avoid having a conversation because you're scared someone's going to be mad at you. You
Mm.
need to have the conversation and then they are allowed to feel how they feel. You can't say, "Please don't be mad at me. Are you mad at me?" It's like, yeah, they're mad at you and they're allowed to be mad at you because they don't like the thing. But you
Mm.
still need to have the conversation. You still need to show up correctly. You need to keep your side of the street clean and be happy with the person that you are. If you ghost someone and then you feel weird and guilty about it, that means your side of the street's not clean. And that's not a way I want to live.
Usually, if I go someone, I've already done it a while back in my head already,
Well,
and so
then
I'm
when
like,
you first did it, you should have the first time you felt that way, you should have just had a conversation.
well, also,
I mean, if you don't want to, that's a different I'm saying by my code of living, you
again,
can do whatever you want. You're a
well,
grown man. I don't
well,
care. It's not my life.
well, the thing is again making all the mistakes in the world ahead of time. Um, if it's not right for me, I'm not doing it. If it doesn't feel like I'm in, but is that narcissistic?
It's not
If it
narcissistic.
doesn't work for me, like, because this is the double-edged thing, right? Like, I do what's good for me if it feels good for me. If it does not feel good, I
That's not
don't like doing.
narcissistic, that's selfish. Those are
Sure,
two different things. Narcissism is a clinical diagnosis.
sure, but then like if the compromise isn't even working for me,
Well, I mean, it depends. It's a case by case basis. Like to just generally say, if something doesn't work for me, I'm not doing it. To me, that's selfish because relationships require compromise. Like,
So what about the guy with the podcast?
what do you mean? I said I don't want to do this podcast, and he didn't take no for an answer.
I've been in that same position in relationships.
Right. And then right, like we're talking about a lot of things, like a lot of different things right now.
Well, but
I'm
we're
just saying,
saying,
I don't know the facts
Right.
of your relationship, and this isn't like a therapy session where I can like learn about your relationship. You can't speak about relationships generally. I'm just saying, like, when you say if something doesn't feel good to me, I don't do it. There are plenty of things that feel that I don't want to do. Like the other day, I like drove back from Joshua Tree, and
how was
my
it?
friend, it was wonderful.
Good.
Like, but like when we were going to climb the rocks, my friend Jacob really wanted to go leave at 9:30. And I was like, that sounds fucking horrible. And we were gonna stay till 3. And I'm like, that's too many fucking hours outside. I'm an inside kid. I don't want to do that. We started climbing the rocks, and I was like, this sounds like a fucking nightmare. And then I did it because my friend really wanted to, and it meant something to him, and it went against all my instincts. And then I actually had a really nice time, and it did mean a lot to him, and he had a great day. And then when we drove back, I was exhausted. My body was fucking wrecked from climbing rocks for 5 hours and then babysitting my friends while they were on mushrooms and not sleeping that well because we were like having a great time and stayed up till like 1 a.m. and I had to wake up early and clean up the Airbnb. And then I drove us back from Joshua Tree. I dropped off my first friend. I'd offered to my friend Tatiana that I could give her a ride home. And then like I mapped it and it was going to be 30 minutes to her house and then 30 minutes back to my house. And I was going to my friend was doing a movie screening that night. And I really wanted a nap and I was tired. And I was like, Tatiana, like, would you hate me if I said I wasn't going to take you home and you took a Waymo? And she was like, I mean, I would be sad because I'm going to have a hard time carrying all this stuff by myself. And every bone in my body was like, fuck this. I want to go home and sleep. And I was like, you know what? She's my friend. I don't want to fucking do this. I'm going to go give her a ride home. And she really appreciated it. And so that was something that didn't feel good to me, but it was the right thing to do because somebody I cared about, it would be very helpful to them. That's different than me saying, hey, I don't want to do your podcast and somebody manipulating me into wanting to do it and repeatedly messaging me when I said no.
Sure.
And I feel like unsafe in my body because I feel like my no will not be enough to this person. And I'm going to have to do this whether I want to or not. Those are two different things.
Okay. So let's clarify because we got to move to Four Horsemen.
I think we were doing AI at some point. We still haven't even talked about the Epstein psyops. We haven't touched on anything. We started with limited too, and then
we went down the rabbit hole to our relationship.
I mean, we got to talk QAnon.
This is also fine. It's also fine because
this is why I said when you said 3 topics, I was like, that's bold, son.
No, but it's okay because there's no pressure.
Right. No, I know that, but I'm just saying for people watching at home, when I came in, he was like, do you have your 3 topics? And I was like, I didn't know I needed that because I skim emails. And Instagram messages kind of make me black out because I get overwhelmed. And so I was like, okay, I'll come up with them really quickly. And then I was asking, like, how long is this podcast? And he was like, well, we'll go as long as it takes. And I should have been like, no, I need a time cap because I have other things to do with my life. And I do have a hard out at like 4:30. And I don't know what time it is. And I was like, 3 topics.
It'd be blew past the time. It's fine.
What time is it?
It's 2:48.
Oh, that's not anything.
No, I know, but like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, but you were like, let's do 3 topics. And I was like, that's really bold because I can talk about any one of these topics.
Fine.
Forever.
Sure. Okay. I see your point in differentiating between something that you're not comfortable with and versus something that doesn't feel good, right?
I would say something that makes me feel something that I don't want to do versus something that makes me feel unsafe.
Sure. And same thing. I'm saying I'm reflecting back to you in my relationships that sometimes I have said everything I needed to say. Things aren't changing. And so I just dip. Or I give kind of like, hey, this is not working out. I'll even call. It could be a date. It could be I've done all of them. I've done a call. I've done texts. I've even
that's not ghosting.
No, but like then just stopping after they keep texting me after that.
Well, I mean, that's just setting a boundary of like, I've already said this is over. You got to leave me alone at some point.
And that's then continually being harangued.
That's different than ghosting.
I mean, when I was living back in Albany, I had a girl like physically come to my house so many times after I broke up with her. And like, just like.
Sounds like you need to exercise more discernment when you're picking people to date.
I mean.
That's what sounds like the fundamental problem here.
Well.
You need to work on your discernment.
Well, hey, look.
We all do. I'm actively working on my discernment right now. A lot of us are really shitty at it. I have a bad picker. I'm not saying this like you're the only one.
Okay, fine. Yeah, great. But
I dated
I
an abusive narcissist who was, I mean, on paper, should have known better, but was like, this feels good. I'm going to do it anyway and hope that my intuition's wrong.
see, because I'm wondering now, because I look at
Also,
women.
my nail fell off. I'm
Oh,
sad.
well, I'm looking at women who are taking time for themselves, and you all are becoming so beautiful in your own right, with
Mhm.
like the glow ups and everything. I see all of my single friends are glowing up,
Thriving.
thriving by being in mostly female circles, doing stuff, hanging out with the gays, all this other shit,
Cultivating valuable friendships.
valuable friendships and fun time. And some of them are turning gay, and
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. And then
Oh, good.
no, I am, because
Thank you for your permission. Sorry, go on.
well, whatever.
Sorry,
Like,
I
well,
couldn't
because
not.
I
You don't need to defend it. I was just saying shit. Go on.
well,
Finish your
I'm
point.
also in my regular life getting better within my own sphere. I'm losing weight. I was a little chubby before,
Good for you.
but like, I don't want to be bothered in dating when it comes to like, well, the newest thing was
Can I vape in here? Or are you going to get in
yeah,
trouble
go
on
no,
YouTube?
vape. Um, it's like,
I mean, I get like not wanting to date because like right now I'm really comfortable single. It was hard at first because I'm so used to like always having a guy to text and like get external validation and not have to deal with difficult feelings. So I could just sink into something that feels good and just like it was a form of escapism to not have to deal with my real life and to have like some external hit of dopamine so I didn't have to like look at the things in my own life that I didn't like. And then I spent a lot of time by myself, worked through a lot of shit. I'm continuing to work through shit. And now I'm at a place where like I'm really happy and my life is very calm and comfortable. And on one end, I'm like, okay, God, can we like throw a little bit of excitement in here? Like I would almost date somebody just like I'm like, can we have like a little bit of chaos? Like just like a little bit. Just
yeah,
like, but
I
it's
need to
also
feel the
like,
cortisol. I need to feel the cortisol.
no, not the cortisol, but like, I miss making out with a hot guy. It's fun.
Mhm.
And I'm like, it's like it's a human. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm saying I miss the chaos, but it's like, it would be nice to have genuine partnership and like a companion and somebody to watch movies with and stuff. Like a
Yeah.
genuine relationship sounds very nice, but at the same time, like even within that concept, I'm like, I don't want a man in my house
No.
touching my shit, eating my food.
No.
Like my bed's not big enough for two people.
Mm-mm.
Like I like to starfish, you know what I mean? Like, but also
Just starfish.
and then it's like, I don't want to go to his house because like I've gotten very high maintenance and I don't want to lug all my shit to his house every day. And now before I was just like a slob kebab and I would just like do whatever. And now it's like, I have a nighttime routine. I have a morning routine. I need to do my journaling. I need to meditate and I don't want a fucking man in my space. And so like wanting to be single and invest in yourself is really valuable. And then it also comes with and then the flip side of it is like now I've grown so much that my standards for men are much higher. Before it was like if you were hot and you liked me and we had good physical chemistry, that was enough and we'd figure it out. And I was afraid of like long-term commitment. So I was like, this will last like a year and a half, and then I'll be out. Like I knew how things ended before I got into them, and that made me feel safe. Whereas like now, like I want like a real partner and I don't want to just like waste time with someone hot.
I don't think men are ready for that.
I mean, some are, some aren't.
Oh boy, every man.
I mean, we're talking about generalizations, but I'm
mean,
just like the standard of I mean, we'll talk about that in a second, but just to finish my thought, it's like the more you work on yourself, the pool of people you're willing to put up with gets smaller and smaller. And that's a good thing, but it also means like I'm not going out on dates. And I've tried dating shitty folks that were hot, like what I call a hot dum dum and a poor. I've tried, but it's just like it's like if somebody's not matching me intellectually, if someone can't engage in witty banter, if someone's not invested in like what's going on politically, if someone, doesn't take good care of themselves, doesn't like work out for at least the sake of their health, isn't like wearing sunscreen, doesn't like care about the way that they dress and like the way they present to the world, they don't need to be like rich because like, the middle class is dead, but like if they don't have a career they're passionate about and things they're working towards, and like if they haven't done some sort of like, internal deconstruction work, if they don't look at themselves, if they don't read, like that's a person I can't be with because I just at this point can't tolerate it.
I think you're describing me and all the positive aspects of that because I do all of those things that you said. But was this also because we're both Virgos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you were like, men aren't ready for that. And I'm like, well, that sucks because I'm not going to lower my expectations of what I want
No, you won't. You don't have to. You
because
don't
men
have
aren't
to.
ready. I'm not going to.
You're not going to have to. But see, the thing is, when I'm working on myself, my pool gets bigger. And that's
That
just,
doesn't make sense.
no, when working on myself, more women who are ready for who I am are just available
Right.
because I'm working on myself. And so I'm actually going up to those levels,
Yeah, because so many men right now are not fucking working on
are not
themselves.
doing anything.
And they're like, women need to lower their standards so they're not alone. It's like
no,
my friend Elsa's mom always tells me, it's better to be alone than it is to be in poor company.
mm, mm, mm,
That's a fucking bar.
mhm. It just seems like even the bare minimum of working on myself has helped so much in the attention that I'm getting, which is weird. But also, like, I mean, I wore this shirt on purpose, but like, I just came back from the gym. But like, I don't know. Men in general are not, because I mean, I have homeboys who have just forsaken women right now. They're not even bothering to date, or they found one girl and they're settling down and they're just hunkering
as they should be.
right. And it's interesting now, men are looking at women more practically as opposed to like romantically. It's just, how do you fit into my life in this practical way? Does it work from our day to day? It doesn't mean if I have to love you or even like you that much, but just does it work to be together?
And that's shitty. If you don't have feelings for somebody, then
But
don't date them.
what we've realized though is that feelings don't matter, because the feelings are what get you in trouble. The possessiveness, the wanting, the desire, the jealousy.
That's fair.
All of that stuff has burned us because the way we feel does not mean that it is reality.
Sure.
The women that I have fallen so much in love with, I was an abusive, mean fuck because they didn't do what I wanted, because I had this vision of them in my head that was different than who they were.
Yeah. We've encountered that. Men do that a lot.
Right. And then you go, you're not doing what I want because this is the way I feel about you.
Yeah.
And that's possessiveness.
Yeah. That's unhealthy behavior that you need to work on in yourself.
So the last girl I dated, I didn't really feel anything for, but we had a wonderful time.
Sure.
And then she cheated on me.
Well, I mean, because she probably didn't feel affection from you. I mean, there's a balance between, because like you being possessive is not a function of you having feelings. That's internal work you need to do.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And so that doesn't mean don't date women you have feelings for. That means that means have realistic expectations that people are people. That means don't fall in love with a fantasy, fall in love with a person. Be in a relationship where it's a slow burn and you like build something, but like have feelings for them, because women can feel when you don't have feelings for them, and it's a devastating feeling.
Okay. So I want to mention also that this woman was married and had a separate husband.
Okay. I mean, so again, discernment, make better choices.
Sure.
I mean, you can't say something like that's a defense. Make better choices.
Well, yeah, but she was wonderful.
I'm here's like, I'm honest.
Yeah, no, but yes, I know. But also like, it was very interesting dealing with that hurt afterwards because I thought everything was fine. And then I got STD and then that was nuts. But like,
welcome being a girl.
Jesus.
This is what we've been going through since we were 16. What you're describing.
I know. And then finding out, then I'm actually now best friends with her husband, which is so fun.
Does he know that you were sleeping this way?
Yeah, we all agreed it was a polyamory thing.
Oh, okay, so that's different.
Yeah.
You need to provide the correct details. You're getting mad at me for like having a normal response to what you say, and then you like add context and you make me feel like a dick. But like you need this context is important.
Okay. Well, I don't mean to make you feel like a dick. What I'm saying is yes, I need to provide more context ahead of time, but because of the nature of the conversation, I'm not able to add it within the time frame before it becomes relevant to the conversation. Anyway, so
But you were saying that men are dating women they don't have feelings for, and it's like there is a balance between
Sure,
not being
but think about
abusive
but think
and
of
being a girl. Like those are like that's such a binary of like I either am gonna be possessive and in love with a fantasy and then punish the woman when she doesn't line up with the fantasy in my head, and dating a woman practically that I don't have feelings for, which is also gonna hurt her because she can feel that you don't have feelings for her. And like even though you think you're being better than this, which you are, you're also like, are you being considerate? Are you being thoughtful? Are you
yes,
being romantic? Are you
good,
planning nice dates? Are you
yes,
making her feel special?
yes, yes.
Okay. The way you're saying that feels like it's not true because
But
it's
yeah,
very defensive.
no, okay,
Like,
but
but
yes,
like, I mean, I'm not talking about with the married girl. I'm talking about like with someone else. Cause again, it's easy to do that when it's a woman where it's not going to turn into anything because she's married.
right.
But like if you were to find a partner, like, and again, you're talking about like your homeboys. We're not talking about you, but I'm saying like, are they taking, because like, I mean, we can't just talk about you here. We got to talk about like people, unless this is just like, you need a relationship therapy session in general, but that's a separate issue. But it's
I mean,
like,
this
you
way the
can't,
conversation started.
the way the conversation started was Jeffrey Epstein. So that's incorrect. Um, Objectively not true. And I kept trying to move it off of this, and you're like, yeah, but my dating life is ghosting okay? And I'm like, I feel like we're
Okay,
just talking
okay,
about your
fine,
dating
fine,
life.
fine, fine. If you want to move on, if you
No,
want
we
to move
don't
on.
need to move on. I'm
Oh,
just saying.
now we don't have to move on.
I was just responding to what you said, which is this is how the conversation started, and I was just letting you know that that is not in fact correct.
Okay.
But if we're talking about your whole, to the point of like men dating practically, on one sense that's good, but also you cannot be in a relationship devoid of affection and emotion because that's also cruel.
I wouldn't say it's devoid.
You're saying dating women they don't even have feelings for is what you said. I'm just going off what you
But this is,
said.
but well, what I'm, oh God, I gotta preface everything. What I'm
It's
saying,
called conversation.
yeah, I know,
Context. I can't read your brain.
but I know, but you're just jumping to the conclusions before I even get there. Now
I'm
look,
making
hey, hold on. So, don't you? Mm.
I'm allowed to have feelings.
Of course.
You could behave however you want. I'm allowed
Sure.
to have a reaction to it.
Yes, of course, and that's totally fine. But just the way, fine. Now
You're gonna need to change the name of this episode, just so you know.
it's
To Brendan breaks down his dating life. Because that is what we've been talking about for
no,
the
but
last
we were
hour.
talking about your dating life too.
No, you asked about abuse, and I gave context about this is what an
Fine,
abusive
let's talk about.
relationship
Well,
is.
you haven't had sex in 2 years, so you're not even doing anything.
I'm working on myself and raising my standards
But you're
and
not.
fixing my picker.
Weren't you like dating? When was the last time we hung out? When I was at your apartment? Like, weren't you dating a guy then?
Yeah, and he was an abusive narcissist.
That was the guy. Same
That
guy.
was that guy.
Oh. Was he at the party?
No.
No. Okay. What was that? 2 years ago already?
Yeah.
Damn. God, time flies.
Longer than 2 years ago. 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
That was August 2023 was my birthday.
Holy shit, that's so far away. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that I don't have crushes. Like right now, there's a boy that I'm
Texting for external validation.
no, I'm not texting him. I just have the biggest crush on him and I'm trying to take it slow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to just get to know him first to see if his insides match his outsides. And then I can proceed from there.
I want a follow-up episode.
We'll see. He's so cute.
Okay.
He's so cute. And I'm trying to like be chill and normal about it and like not slip into fantasy. And like originally I put him on a pedestal and I had to like, take him
triggering any
off.
like childhood wounds in you already?
I mean, I've had a crush on this person for truly a year and it has triggered a lot of stuff. And so I take that home, I journal on it, I talk about it in therapy, I meditate on it, I do reflect, and I'm like, okay, what is this bringing up? And so like in having a crush on this guy but not acting on it, I've actually healed a lot of shit in myself.
You think it's reciprocated?
I don't know. I mean, I have a crush on him. I don't like talk to him a bunch because I can tell it's bringing up stuff that like I know if I had like acted on it a year ago, I would have ruined it. There was no chance for it to have worked because I had him totally on a pedestal. I was like nervous to talk to him. I had some like delusional fantasy in my head about who he was. And then like thankfully he's like a little weird and like he's so cute that like I get nervous to talk to him. And I'm not nervous to talk to anybody. I can talk to a wall for like 87 hours. I can talk to anybody. And I would get so nervous to talk to him. Like I'd be like, okay, today we're gonna be normal. Today we're gonna talk to him. And then I would run away because I
Is
was
he like
just
some like
scared.
skinny like white boy nothing?
He's not skinny. He's tall. He's like fairly buff. He is a white boy. He does have a neck tattoo. My mom would kill herself, but that's a separate issue.
Neck tattoo is a big red flag.
I mean, he's also an addict, okay? Or recovering. I mean, I'm in a program, okay? So this is where I meet him. So he's been sober 8 years. Okay.
Now all of this. Wow, context. Thank you.
Oh, have I not told you I've been sober for a year and a half?
No, it's great.
Yeah.
No, it's great. No, but
so I mean, I'm seeing him once a week at a meeting. So.
Oh my god. Okay.
Whatever.
No, I'm proud of your recovery. I'm
Thank
proud
you.
that you're coming a long way and you're working on yourself. I'm not sure if this is the right situation, but again,
I only hang out with people in the program because people in the real world scare me. So and in the program, people don't know a lot about it, but you do a lot of work on yourself.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that, but it's also a cult, and it's fun.
Not a cult. A cult has a leader. There's no leader.
Oh my god, it's the program itself. All right, look, and that's fine. No, because
don't.
Yes, I know. Look,
let's not. So I'm saying, the point is,
but I'm saying,
you said, is he a skinny white boy? Nothing. Okay. Also, we're talking about me jumping to conclusions. I say I have a crush on a guy.
I'm just doing
first assumption is he a skinny white boy? Nothing.
To me.
No, you make a full statement, and I have a reasonable reaction to it and answer your questions. You just jumped down my throat for having a crush. Where I was saying, I've worked on myself. This has brought a lot of stuff up to me. He makes me nervous because I have a crush on him. And then your first response was, is he a skinny white boy? Nothing. But we can watch it back. I've not said something that dismissive of you this whole time.
Well, you said any better judgment.
That's an objective fact based on the words that you said. And then I also said, I also need better judgment.
Skinny white boy, nothing is not an objective fact.
Mean. And it's not an objective fact. And you don't know who this person is. And that also is reductive. And then that says a lot about what you think about me. And that's hurtful.
I'm sorry. I thought it was funny. I'm sorry.
Okay. And then you also called the thing that saved my life a cult. And then we're very dismissive of that as well.
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Anyways, and this all started because you were being dismissive of me saying I'm not even dating. I'm not even putting myself out there. So what room do I have to speak on this?
No.
I'm just saying that's what the conversation was. Okay. And you can feel about your own words however you feel about your own words.
It feels like, when you play Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter with somebody and they're just beating you into a corner. That's what all of that felt like. I'm just repeating your own words back to you. I'm just not good enough at the game.
I'm just repeating your words back to you.
I know, and you're just doing the combo moves as you're doing.
I button mash, so I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know how to play Mortal Kombat.
You're doing such a great job right now.
Thank you. Okay. So what I was saying about my life was, in response to you saying a mean thing, was I actually am working on myself and trying to date.
You're good. I was complimenting you to begin with. I was. I said I'm very proud of you and everything that you've done in terms of your recovery.
Well, no, that's when you said this guy. No. That was after you said it was a cult. That was you defending yourself. That wasn't me.
Okay. Let's talk about. let's get off this topic and talk about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Let's
let's talk about AI because let's do AI.
I just need to take a pause because I just need to take a pause. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee.
Sure.
I just want to bring back up that I was trying to talk about Jeffrey Epstein and Limited too. I don't know how we got here. Whatever. You were asking, does this person bring up a lot of childhood wounds? I don't think so, but it did bring up a lot of self-esteem stuff and so that was what we were saying about the dating was I'm working on myself of I think a lot of people do because we're not really taught how to date of putting this person on a pedestal, creating a fantasy around them. And I've done enough work on myself to recognize that I was doing that. And so I didn't talk to this person because I needed to go work on those things. And then, so that was you were asking if I dated him. So I get too nervous to talk to him. And he's also a little weird. There's this weird thing where we're both kind of afraid to talk to each other. Mm-hmm. And it's our interactions are strange. And so I got to a point where I was it felt like rejection. And I have what's called rejection sensitivity dysphoria, where I have outsized reactions to rejection, but primarily perceived rejection. It's it's a social symptom of ADHD that a lot of people have. Mm-hmm. And so then I was oh, I'm just never going to speak to this man again. Actually, I hate him. And then I stopped going to that meeting and I was like, I just hate this person. And I got incredibly resentful. And then I did a lot of work around that resentment. And then now I'm at a place where my sponsor was like, you just need to be kind to him. And so now every week I go out of my way to say one normal, nice person thing. And I'm going from there because I need baby training wheels with dating because I make really bad decisions. And so that is what I am doing. You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. I'm allowed to have feelings about it, but you're allowed to say whatever you want. What?
No.
I'm like doing like program work around it. I had to write an inventory. It was a whole thing.
Oh God, I'm about to cry. That's so funny. Okay. So you're telling me, using your words.
Sure.
That you put him up on a pedestal. You liked him so much. You started talking to him. Interactions got weird. You were afraid he was rejecting you. So you started to hate him.
Uh-huh.
And then when you started working on yourself, your therapist then suggested for you to not you to say nice things, but you decided to say.
My sponsor told me that's what you do, yeah.
For one nice thing to this man, every meeting that you see him.
No, not every. That's a little. I described that poorly, but it's like, so in the program, a big thing, like, because a big thing is like, actually, no one's thinking about you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Other people.
I bet he thinks about you.
Shut up! I hope so. But like realistically, like so much of it is like maybe this is in your head because I make up a lot of shit in my head and like act on things and like assume people feel certain things about me when they don't, and then I act on my perception rather than reality. Mm-hmm. That's like a very alcoholic thing to do. It's to like live in delusion.
Sure.
And so doing work around that, like there was just like I guess it can be wrapped up in like, this is just like a lot of delusion of like living in my head. Mm-hmm. Like the putting him on a pedestal, the like, oh, he's being weird around me. I feel, and like, I was convinced he hated me, and I would describe our interactions. People were like, I think he has a crush on you. And I was like, can't be it. He's too hot. He probably hates me. And so I had to like do work around that. And like, why is my self-esteem at a place like that? And then I had to do what they call the resentment prayer, which, because like if you're an alcoholic, resentment will take you out, like 100%. It's like the number one thing people drink over is when you get really, really resentful. And it's like some witchcraft bullshit, like, because it's crazy. You pray for the person that you're resentful for to get everything you want in life for yourself, and it feels like shit. And I had started it for this guy so many times, and I was like, actually, you can go fuck yourself. I hate you. But like, I've done it for a few people, and it truly works like magic. Because then for something happens on day 14 where you just let go of something. And I like believe in witchcraft stuff, I think. And I'm not praying to Jesus, okay? Like, I am not a Christian. Like, the look on your face is like so insulting. I'm just describing to you the way I live my life. I'm just saying I almost died because I was a drug addict, and this is the way I live my life. And I don't know why. I'm just like sharing a thing.
It's adorable.
It's really insulting the way you're acting right now.
I'm sorry. Okay.
You asked for more details, and I was just sharing more details. And from saying, for whatever reason, it's a thing that works. Like, now I will be doing the resentment prayer for Brennan every day for 14 days until I don't hate him anymore. Because right now I want to knock you the fuck out.
Why?
Because you just cackled at me.
But you can't be upset by my reactions.
No, you can be upset by someone's reactions. I'm saying you're allowed to have feelings at the things I say, but for you to laugh in my face, I'm allowed to have feelings about that.
But it feels good.
And I love that for you.
Okay.
I mean, I just like kind of want to end this now. Like, you're really hurting my feelings. I'm just sharing a thing.
I'm laughing with you.
I'm not laughing.
But you're making me laugh.
That's not what you're laughing at me, and it doesn't feel good. You asked me a question, and I'm just answering it, and you're being like mean.
I don't feel like I'm being mean.
I do. It's hurting my feelings. I'm like holding back tears right now.
I'm so sorry. Like, okay, because I feel
like we should just like start this episode over, because like this feels like shit.
Why? Because if we can jump outside of this for 1 second, I don't want to make you feel bad about anything. I just also find it very entertaining, but not in a condescending way, because this is how you live your life. Again,
It feels super condescending.
okay, but I don't want it to be that way. And if it feels that way, I'm sorry. Um, what I would like though is, can I explain to you why I think it's funny? Okay. Number one, the mental gymnastics. Because again, I'm also ADHD, but I guess I do mine differently. Whatever that is, I can do a lot of different things at once. That whatever. Uh, the steps of going, I really like this guy, I think it's a crush, to this, it's just the pacing of what you were saying was funny.
Sure.
And the fact that I can see it playing out in real time, of you doing the resentment prayer because you're praying for somebody that you dislike, but you're trying to get everything out of it so that you feel better.
So I don't hate them anymore.
So you don't hate them anymore. I don't know what the juxtaposition is that makes me laugh, because I think that's funny that you're praying for somebody that you hate, but you really like them deep down.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point.
That's
it's like
funny to me.
Usually when you resent somebody, it's not because you actually hate them.
There's something in you that
is reacting. It's
you
like
want to be,
you want to like you want to be accepted by them. You want to be able to somehow, like, they're not behave. It's typically like they're not behaving in the way that you want.
Yes.
And you feel out of control and you don't like that feeling. So instead of admitting that I felt rejected or like I felt out of control of the situation, because like I also couldn't get myself to speak to him. And then also when I did, he would be weird and I couldn't figure it out. The feelings were too complicated. So instead I just shut down and I said, I hate the person, which I often do. Like I will, when feelings get too big and confusing and like unmanageable, I'll just burn a relationship to the ground. It's like my equivalent of ghosting is I'll just like burn it to the ground because I'm like, this is too much for me to deal with. Okay. And so my instinct was to do that. But this thing kept coming up and just weird shit kept happening. Like, I'll tell you one thing that is funny that like fucking broke my brain for so long. Like I would like people would bring this person up and I would fucking go on rants about it that were just like, and I would just like look for any reason to hate him because it was just this weird thing like festering inside of me. And I was like, this isn't healthy or productive or helpful to anybody. And like, this is a person I'm going to see around who has done nothing wrong to me. And so I knew it was a me problem. And so like I did that. And then weirdly, as often happens, is like on the 14th day, something just shifted. And I was like, oh, wow, I don't hate you anymore. And so part of it also like in the program is they're like, if you hate someone, be kind to them because probably it's a you thing. Mm-hmm. And in being kind to them or like of service or helpful, you will build a different relationship with them. And then likely it will fix itself. Like my friend Josh, I was fucking so mad at him for some stupid bullshit. And so the prescribed reaction to that is to give him a ride home for one of our meetings when I really don't fucking want to because his arm was broken. And so he couldn't, and his car got totaled. And so it was nice for me to do that. And then in doing that, I was like, oh, actually, you're just a person. And now we're friends again. And it's fine.
Okay. Do you feel better now?
I do. I just also don't know who on earth would want to listen to this.
It doesn't matter. Like, I just do it for the sake of doing it.
I feel like for the sake of like putting out a good podcast episode, we should probably start over because this is anyone listening to this is probably like wanting to kill themselves.
Nobody's okay. So this is completely freestyle. Like this is funny, and we should keep this because I really want this.
You know, your audience
I get like 12, 15 views. This is just an exercise of talking to people in my life who want to do a podcast.
Sure.
All right. And there's no pressure. There's nothing. It's so low stakes. I just want to get in the habit of doing this.
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
Let's talk about AI.
I'm tired.
You're tired?
I don't think I have the energy to talk about it. I think we just got to like keep on this subject, I guess, because now I've got to, now because I'm like riled up and also I'm tired at the same time. Mm-hmm. And like, it's really like, this is like making me want to drink. I'm just tired. And I like AI, I get so riled up and I can we like take a pause? Sure. These lights are so bright and I'm very overstimulated and there's just like a lot going on.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I just need a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I also haven't eaten anything today.
Oh,
and we drove back from Joshua Tree. So we were in Joshua Tree. I drove Joshua Tree Thursday. And then we did hiking for like 5 hours, like climbing all the rocks and shit. And then my friends were doing mushrooms and we were up till 1. And then we drove back yesterday. And then I went to a friend's film screening about like a movie for a movie she made a few years ago that she finally finished. And so I didn't get home till like 11. And this morning I was a fucking wreck. Skipped my morning plan, skipped Pilates, completely forgot we were recording this until you texted me. And then I had to like do my whole morning routine. I had to like order flowers for my mom's birthday. I might be going to dinner with them tonight. I also don't know about that. I'm tired. It's been a really fun 72 hours, but I'm very tired. And then this was just this was a lot. And you kept telling me about your dating life and I was like, is this entertaining? I don't even know. And then got mad at me for it. And then I tried to tell you a thing and then you just got mad at me for it. And then I'm just talking about my life, man.
Well, then you got mad at me.
Yeah, because you laughed in my face. You cackled. You fell over laughing. You did the black guy laughing so hard you were moving around thing. I'm surprised you didn't walk out.
Well, it wasn't a magic trick. So, like, okay.
It wasn't a magic trick.
Okay. I don't like how you minimized my dating life, but that's fine.
I didn't minimize it. It was just every time I gave it a lot of attention and I gave you a thorough analysis and then you got mad at me every single step of the way. And then I had to dial it back and be like, I do the same things. And then you just kept saying stuff without context. And I gave you my honest opinion. And then you were like, but here's the context. And then you were like, how am I supposed to give context every time? And I'm like, I don't know. Have you had a conversation before?
Okay.
And you're holding that microphone all fucking crazy. And that's stressing me out. And the lights are so bright. There's a lot going on. My nail's broken.
I think, okay, we could call it for what this is. Because I actually had to go at 2:30, but I kept going.
You had to go at 2:30? Why didn't you say that?
Because I'm okay with...
Where are you supposed to be?
Making music. I go to my friend's house and he has a setup and we go and just jam.
Okay. Would you like to do this properly on a different day? Because I feel like this
I want to repeat.
Yeah, I feel like this was very mentally ill.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's fine though.
Oh, it's your podcast. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a
I've actually love it because you're so honest and that's all I want to do is just like have honest conversations.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Again, you see the production. It is just this.
No, it's fine. I mean, a low production podcast is fine, but it's just I don't know. I just want to do a good job.
You did a fantastic job.
Debatable.
Right. You made me laugh.
Yeah. That's apparent.
All right, bye.
Okay, I'm sorry. I promise next time we'll be better. I'm not apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to anyone still listening.